Attention. Hull failure imminent. All personnel abandon ship. Launch in 3, 2, 1. You have suffered minor head trauma. This is considered an optimal outcome. This PDA has now rebooted in emergency mode with one directive: to keep you alive on an alien world. Please refer to the databank for detailed survival advice. Good luck. The Aurora suffered orbital hull failure. Cause unknown. 0 human life signs detected. Oxygen.
If you are reading this, then you have survived an emergency evacuation of a capital-class ship equipped with Altera technology. Congratulations. The hard part is over. Your PDA has automatically rebooted in emergency mode. This operating system has one directive: to keep you alive on a hostile alien world. If that is not possible, it will alert salvage teams to the location of your remains. It features full monitoring of vital signs for timely survival advice, blueprints for fabricating a range of essential survival equipment tailored to your environment, onboard camera, microphone, and OCR technology for short-range situational analysis, cross-compatibility with all Altera-compliant products. Your personal and work files have been encrypted and may be retrieved at a later date, quartz, by a licensed engineer. Survival checklist. Administer first aid if required. Take inventory of available materials and supplies, and decide on rations. Survey the environment for threats and resources.
Oxygen. Detecting increased local radiation levels. Trend is consistent with damage to the Aurora's drive core, sustained during planet fall.
Construct necessary survival equipment using the Lifepod's fabricator. Metal salvage. Check Lifepod for damage, and repair as necessary. Broadcast local distress signal using Lifepod's short-range radio. Locate other survivors using line of sight or the radio. Find or construct a more permanent habitat.
Oxygen.
Maintain physical and psychological health until rescue. This information is meant as a general guide. In the first instance, you should always follow the advice of your PDA, which has taken your particular circumstances into account. Something, safety, be careful, blah blah, got it. Warning: Blueprint database corrupted. Damage to your PDA's hard drive has corrupted approximately 80% of stored survival blueprints. Blueprints may be reacquired by scanning a salvage technology using the handheld scanner, or by downloading plans from a shipboard databox. In the circumstances, these assets will most likely be found amongst the wreckage from the Aurora.
Oxygen. 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 Life on this planet grows in unusually distinct and diverse ecological biomes. Further study recommended. Seek fluid intake. Vital signs stabilizing. Oxygen. Lifepod secondary systems online. Running full environment diagnostic and outputting results to databank.
4546b environment scan. Category 3 ocean planet. Oxygen, nitrogen atmosphere. Extensive biodiversity. Safety warnings. May support Leviathan-class predators.
This is Aurora. Distress signal received. Rescue operation will be dispatched to your location in 9 hours. Continue to monitor for emergency transmissions from other life pods.
Water containment with high levels of foreign bacteria. Planet is beyond Federation space. Rescue unlikely. It is not recommended to explore this environment without hazardous material suits and extensive support apparatus.
Detecting sulfur deposits in the local cave systems. Sulfur is an essential component of the repair tool. Copper is an essential component of all powered equipment. Your probability of survival has just increased to unlikely, but plausible. New blueprint acquired. The scanner can be used to synthesize blueprints from salvage technology and to record alien biological data. Weapons were removed from standard survival blueprints following the massacre on Abraxas Prime. The knife remains the only exception.
Giant coral tubes. This variety of coral formations on 4546b appear to be different solutions to the same problem of maximizing water and nutrient flow throughout the colony. These particular variants funnel water down a tube, filtering nutrients as they pass. Their size suggests they have been highly successful. Coral tube samples are rich in calcium, exploitable in bleach fabrication.
Seek fluid intake.
Pre-recorded distress call laying back.
This is Lifepod 3, uploading our coordinates. We're plugging some holes in our emergency sea glide, so if we're late for the rendezvous, don't panic. Also, don't go home without us. Seriously. 3 out.
Signal location uploaded to PDA. Caution. Continued degradation of the Aurora's drive core may result in a quantum detonation. Continuing to monitor.
Coral shell plate. This variant of coral has adapted to survive in close proximity to other corals, filtering nutrients from the water and sharing them via a spore-like substance which grows around the base. No practical applications discovered.
Oxygen.
Writhing weed. Well adapted to both shallow waters and cave systems, this plant lives in symbiosis with a coral species which forms around the base of the stems.
Seek fluid intake immediately. Self-scan complete. Vital signs normal. Continuing to monitor.
Scattered wreckage. Analysis confirms this wreckage is from the Aurora. Outer layers of the material have oxidized, suggesting it has been heated to over 1200 degrees Celsius. This pattern is consistent with hull disintegration during atmospheric entry. Salvage of intact portions of Alterra vessels is prohibited at legal, moral, and technical levels. However, scraps such as these may be reclaimed for their titanium content at any Alterra fabricator.
You, finally awake.
Oxygen.
limestone outcrops. These unusual geological structures often form around titanium and copper deposits, and are distinct to this planet. Closer analysis reveals the stone around the metal has been hardened against erosion, but the mechanism remains unknown. Titanium and copper source. Table coral. Each disc is an individual colony of microorganisms, filtering nutrients from the water. Growth patterns indicate the colonies are in direct competition for positions with superior current or light. Unlike other coral species, its structure is malleable, softly pulsating as it pumps nutrients to the extremities, and only turning rigid when it senses physical assault. The jewel-like nodes in its surface are concentrated buildups of rare minerals the coral is unable to process, exploitable in computer chip fabrication. Gasopod, a slow-moving lifeform and one of the larger herbivores on the planet, providing a substantial meal to would-be predators. The gasopod protects its domain by filling the surrounding waters with poisonous and corrosive pods whose contents dissolve even synthetic fibers. Thick, non-reactive skin and multiple gill layers render this creature impervious to the noxious acid clouds it produces, a bulbous, sac-like appendage on the rear end. A luminescent yellow algae grows inside the sac and produces the poisonous compound. Abdominal muscles can contract, causing the algae gland to emit the noxious compound into the surrounding water. Large pelvic fins, capable of powerful movement through the water when moving in small herds. Gasopods appear to be social in nature, and may even use their emissions in their relationship rituals. Their audible calls are likely signifiers of nearby threats or food sources. Approach with caution. Acidic pods may be retrieved and repurposed. Acid mushroom, a common spore-bearing fungi species. The flesh contains a high acidic compound, which leaches into the water if the outer skin is penetrated. It is not clear which predator species necessitated such extreme countermeasures, but the acid mushroom's numbers suggest it has successfully deterred most of them. Acid has applications in battery fabrication. Shuttlebug, a common scavenger at the base of the food chain. Small enough to be of little threat to most organisms, this creature is clearly adapted to feed on the waste products of the ecosystem around it. Its 3 mandibles are used to orient themselves when drifting, and to filter through detritus on cave floors. High-strength muscles in its 3 legs can propel the lifeform great distances through the water. Creepvine, a kelp species concentrated in large forests, in shallow, sandy waters. Loose roots anchor the plant to the sea floor, from where it grows steadily towards the surface in pursuit of sunlight. The stem is fibrous and rich in iron, making it both a viable base material for fabrications of textiles as well as a basic foodstuff.
Oxygen. Congratulations, survivor. You have exceeded your weekly exercise quotient by 500%. Data indicates that swimming was your favorite activity. Be sure to vary your routine for uniform muscle development. Oxygen.
Sandstone outcrops. These common, porous outcrops seem to form around small amounts of precious metals, or otherwise these metals are part of a sedimentary buildup over time. Lead, silver, and gold source. Garryfish, a slow-moving and curious herbivore. Camouflage indicates adaptation for evasive behavior on the ocean floor. Its eye stalks may be beneficial when watching for predators from hiding places amongst the coral. More active during daylight hours, but slow and docile at all times. The garryfish's survival depends on a combination of camouflage and predators who can get a more filling meal elsewhere. Boomerang, a herbivore encountered in large numbers, found to frequent shallow waters and move in schools. Serrated teeth suggest adaptation for grinding corals other herbivores are unable to digest. Unusually, this species' two fins are a cartilaginous extension of its skeleton. They are less prone to damage and provide superior propulsion, but are also harder to grow back. The bright blue tips are in fact the ends of its digestive tract, where the luminescence of the corals it consumes is most focused. Most active during daylight hours and prone to flee on approach, the boomerang can more easily be observed at night, when its luminescence gives it away and it seeks the shelter of the seabed.
Calorie intake recommended.
Bladderfish. This unusual herbivore appears to be mostly defenseless and bears little resemblance to other life forms around it. The bladderfish is able to filter air and sea water into its body cavity through a unique membrane which surrounds its spine like a bladder. This allows it to remove and consume organic particulate caught on the way and adjusts its buoyancy. Open-ended vascular tubing can be angled and contracted to pump out water and achieve low-velocity, guided propulsion. Largely oblivious to threats and practically immobile at night, its only identified defense mechanism is that it's composed almost entirely of water, air, and cartilage. Oxygen may be retrieved from the bladder and added to tanks on consumption. Membrane has applications as a natural water filter.
Vital signs stabilizing. The fabricator draws from available data to provide environment-appropriate equipment, using locally available materials. For your safety, this setting cannot be overridden. New blueprint acquired. Warning. Local radiation readings suggest the Aurora's drive core has reached critical state. Quantum detonation will occur within 2 hours. Oxygen. Alien life forms may have unexpected applications. Utilizing alien resources is a proven survival strategy.
Sulfur plant. These plants appear to serve as nests for the explosive organisms which guard them. The outer petals are undamaged by the presence of the inhabiting creature, suggesting a complex co-development. The plant has evolved to feed on nutrients and minerals deposited within it by the fish. Sulfuric deposits on the inner leaves provide an insight into the mechanism by which the creatures explode. Sulfur has applications in construction of the repair tool.
Oxygen.
Evidence suggests that a substantial number, if not all of the local species, reproduce through egg-laying. Eggs can be found resting on the sea floor, buried beneath detritus, or even wedged into cracks in the rock. Different species likely favor different biomes as their nesting grounds. Eggs discovered in the wild are in some form of natural stasis, likely awaiting ideal conditions in which to hatch, or the delivery of some vital enzyme which will kickstart the process. It is impossible to calculate the species of the egg from the exterior. However, it may be possible to stimulate a hatching response if an egg is relocated to a suitable alien containment unit. Veined nettle, a common, shallow-water plant which frequently shows signs of predation around the edges of the leaves. Thick, violet veins carry nutrients to the extremities of the fan, and brightly colored seeds grow around the base and the stem.
Silver-based wiring kits are an essential component of many habitat modules. Oxygen.
This is Avery Quinn of Trading Ship Sunbeam. Aurora, do you read? Over? Nothing but vacuum. These Altera ships. They run low on engine grease, send an SOS, you offer to help, they don't pick up. Aurora, I'm out on the far side of the system. It's gonna take more than a week to reach your position. Do you still need our assistance? Over. I'll try them again tomorrow. Damn charter's gonna have us blowing our credits running errands for Altera. See what the long-range scans pick up in the meantime.
Rabbit ray, A herbivorous aquatic life form, rabbit rays appear to live serene and solitary lives, with few predators, a natural sense of curiosity, and awesomely poisonous flesh. Twin orange appendages mounted on the head sense vibration in the water. Markedly similar method of transportation to that of Earth rays. Zero genetic resemblance detected, suggesting these two species independently developed similar solutions to their environmental circumstances. Evidence indicates its large, side-facing eyes are relatively recent adaptations. It is likely there are related ray species in other environmental biomes on the planet. Inedible, but harmless.
Emergency. A quantum detonation has occurred in the Aurora's drive core. The reactor will reach a supercritical state in T-minus 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2. Calorie intake recommended. Vital signs stabilizing.
Aurora, this is Sunbeam again. We just picked up a massive debris field at your location. I didn't know how many of you... I didn't know. We're now en route to your location. We're gonna bring you home. Sunbeam out. What else can I say? The only time I parked a rig this big on a rock that small was in VR, and I blew it. It's a bad option, all right, but so are all the others.